Hi Newt and Friends. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mushy, and I co-run this channel with my best friend Newt. We're both artists who work full-time jobs in not art jobs, but someday we hope to change that. This week I welcomed in September and the fall weather and fall season with 3 of my favorite things to do during the fall. The first thing is decorating, then movie nights. Well, the decorating I combined a movie night with, but then I had a dedicated movie night, and then the last thing is some fall art. So here I am setting up my house with fall decorations that I've gotten over the years. I have quite a big collection now. I think last year I added to my collection quite a bit, so this year I'm not getting as much stuff, but I did actually just go out to Target and got a few more things. So I'll be adding some more Halloween stuff, which I can show in the next video. Also, we're not in October yet, so I don't need to quite show the Halloween stuff yet. Though I do have a few Halloween pieces here. If you can see that pumpkin house there in this shot, that is one that I made last year, and it was a foam pumpkin, and I hollowed it out and I put a bunch of pieces in it that I made to make it kind of like a fairy house, gnome house type of pumpkin house. I was watching Twilight because Twilight gives me all the autumn vibes, and I just had to put it on while I am decorating for fall. This eucalyptus garland here is one that I keep up for spring. I actually forgot that I put it up for fall again until I saw the pumpkins in my decoration box, and then I put the eucalyptus back up after I'd taken it down and then put the pumpkins on. The pumpkins I did have to hand paint. I got them from the dollar store and they didn't look very good, so I did paint all of those. Now that we have some cooler weather, it is the perfect time to do outdoor movie nights. Where I live, it can get pretty hot and muggy, but now that autumn's here, the nights are a lot cooler. It's actually enjoyable to be outside. So I set up a little spot, a little blanket that we could lay on, and had a little fire. And we ate out there and watched Practical Magic, which I think is the perfect movie to bring in this autumn spooky season.
anniversary. Mine are two beautiful little girls and a husband I just can't stop kissing. I don't even mind the beard.
Later on in the week, I decided I was going to do another pumpkin house, but this time it's going to be a lot smaller and I was going to make it out of clay. But I had to kind of figure out how to make everything so much smaller. It was a little bit difficult to add all the little tiny details like I did with the original pumpkin I made. The original pumpkin I made has bookshelf, a table, chair. It has a lot of stuff in it. Since this one was so much smaller, I couldn't fit as many pieces in it, but I did my best. You're wondering why I am like hunched over on the couch sculpting this little pumpkin, it's because I don't have a desk chair or a desk in this room. I have a fold-out table and this couch, and sometimes when I want to get really close to a piece and like get in the little details, I have to like sit on this couch and hunch over it so I can see, because I don't have a chair to sit at my table. And working on my table is kind of hard anyways because it's kind of shaky. But at the end of the year, or in the new year, next year, we're going to be putting an actual guest room downstairs, so this will officially become my studio and I won't have to pack everything up every time a guest is going to stay here. Things will get better and things will look better next year. But for now, this is me hunched over my project, sculpting. Usually you'll see me at the table sculpting, but these are some little details and I wanted to show you how I actually do this every step, even the hunched over steps. So yeah, cool. I hope I'm in focus. If I'm not, this is not gonna go in the video. Hey, cool. So after I was done sculpting the pumpkin, I added some pastel orange to the pumpkin. I didn't love the way that turned out, but it was a nice base for later on I paint the pumpkin with orange. Always going to make sure that you have a clean space when you are crafting clay, especially white clay like I was doing, because otherwise it is going to ruin your creation. So next I sculpted a little tiny ghost. I wanted this to be a Ghost Apothecary. I like to make stories behind my art. I am kind of naturally a storyteller. And the story behind this piece is it's a little ghost apothecary, and this is where he grows the mushlings. Because we've all seen mushlings, they're so cute. They have little eyes and faces and they're alive. So I wanted to kind of put a backstory to that and like how mushlings come alive, and it's created by this ghost who has his own apothecary, and he grows the mushrooms and then he uses his potions and tinctures to bring them to life. Then I made a tiny little mushling, which was very difficult to do. I tried to use the little glass eyes that I always use for my creations on it. It does look a little alien-like with its face, but I think it turned out pretty cute. And then I wanted to show the ghost holding the mushling to show one of his creations. Then I had to create tiny little potion bottles, and this was probably the most difficult part of this whole process. I had to sculpt them in clay first, and after I sculpted them and baked them, I used silicone to create a mold of them, and then with that mold I put resin in it to create the glass bottle effect. And then I had to sand down the little tiny potion bottles because they weren't super smooth. They had some bubbles in them that I had to kind of get out, and then the bottoms I needed to make even. And then I painted them, and then I put resin back on top of them to give them that shine again. It was a long process, but I think it turned out really good. I am super happy with how the potion bottles came out, and now for the future I have a mold to create them. Look at that. I made. Look at that! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it worked. Oh, shoot. I was able to make these tiny little potions! And they have little flowers in them. I didn't know if the flowers were gonna work. I made some other potions without anything in them, but I didn't know that the flowers would work, and they turned out actually better than the ones that didn't have anything in them for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but I am so happy with them. I'm gonna have to like pull them apart and sand them. Hopefully nothing goes wrong because they came out so good. I'm very happy with how the Ghost Apothecary house turned out. It is now another one of my favorite creations. I do think I'm gonna put this one up for sale on my Etsy shop. I kind of hate to see it go, but I want to start creating these pieces so other people can buy them as well. So if you're still watching and you want to buy this Ghost Apothecary, tell me in the comments and I will put it on Etsy immediately for you to buy. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and please subscribe to our channel if you want to watch more of our content. Okay,